actually, you can get we are not ignorant of Satan devices.
If somebody mind checking the feed real quick.
You hear anything? I hear anything either.
Y'all still can't hear nothing?
No, test.
Yep, figure it out.
Okay, time. All right, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites of the GMS Indianapolis camp, the CircleCity144 branch. Out here another Friday evening, bringing out the gospel of the kingdom to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, part of the Israelites according to the Bible. And as always, we'd like to open up by giving all the praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kapadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, rule well and preach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Without further ado, we'll get into it.
2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, can you look up the word devices, spoke show?
It says, the Greek word is nomai, a mental perception, thought, an evil purpose.
Yeah, see, we're not ignorant to Satan's evil purpose. You know, we understand, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that we understand what this man's agenda is, We understand what is his enterprise, all right? Matter of fact, we'll go get what his enterprise is. Somebody get a Revelation 13. You got it?
The definition for it.
What definition of what?
Device.
Okay, I'll hold off on that. Yeah, Bible show, Revelation 13. Because we know what we understand, and we know what this man's enterprise is. Every little thing, every little step that he takes is always to further push his new world order. You see, it's every step that he takes, everything that he does, it's all to push towards that the sea hill. You see, that's his end goal. That's where he wins at. You see, go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 13, starting at verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
See, this is what his end goal is. You see, this is what he wants to do to the masses of people. Where it says what? Neither free nor bond, neither rich nor poor. Old or young, man or woman. He wants to do this to upon the whole entire planet Earth, because that's gonna solidify his rule forever. But what we understand that we understand that the game is rigged. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna make sure that doesn't happen. He's gonna make sure that doesn't happen. Even though we understand that this is what he wants to do, but the Lord's gonna come and make sure that doesn't happen. You see, somebody get a yep. So you going for enterprise? Finish that off. Revelations.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Because it's all about utter and complete and utter control. You see, this so-called white man, he wants complete and utter control over everybody. So he has the ability to govern the world as he sees fit. If somebody doesn't do what he says, if somebody's going off the grid or doing this or doing that, then guess what? He could either just kill you, or he could just completely cut your chip off. Well, you can't even function in society anymore. Doesn't matter how much money you got, what type of fame and honor. If you don't reckon, if you don't go the way he wants you to go, he's gonna completely cut you off. And who else has that power? The Heavenly Father. You see, so what? He's envious of the Heavenly Father. He's trying to get that same status as the Lord. Go ahead.
It says, verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yeah, man. So what? I'm pretty sure brothers have seen, the major events that happened this week. A few people died. Certain things was passed. Certain uprisings has happened. Brothers is in the news. They seen the things that's been happening. And these are all just tactics to push forward that revelation that we just read. You see, that's why it says we are not ignorant of his devices. See, us being the men of the Lord, we can see these things. We seen these things afar away. We've been preaching about this for 40, 50 plus years. You see. So what? This isn't nothing new to us. So when we start seeing it happen to fruition and everybody all panicking and rioting, we're still making videos. We're still going out and doing the same thing we've been doing. And on top of that, we've been warning you about this. But now it doesn't. We're not the crazy people on the street no more. You see? Now we're not them heresies or what they call it, conspiracy theories no more. Now the things that we're saying actually seems like it can happen. When we talk about race wars, when we talk about the uprising of the people. When we talk about when it's going to be man versus woman, women versus men, the right versus left, gays versus straights, all this stuff happening. What now? It doesn't seem like we're all crazy anymore, does it? You see? See, a couple years ago, it seemed like everything we were saying, that's not going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. But now, look, it's been complete division for the past couple years now. You see? And that's exactly what the Lord wants. He wants the people to be divided. You see, because it was just like that in Rome, in the ancient Roman Empire. Right before it fell, if you read about the ancient Roman Empire and does the history on it, you'll see it was very heavily divided. You see, people weren't getting married anymore. How you say it? The plebiscites and the plebeians, and I always get fucking two P's. Fuck. They were divided. It was heavy division, man. And they spread themselves real thin. And then eventually, the so-called Great Roman Empire, it failed. You see? Go ahead, bro. What you finna say?
All you was going to women against men and all these different things. It's more believable now because it's happening on a higher rate here on the earth. Every time you look up on YouTube, a woman try to come up against a man, he's beating their ass now. Yep.
Well, you got the whole misogyny versus misandrist.
Yeah.
Them words have been been brought up now.
Just like the Ed Dub was trying to pull that gun on the guy in the video. He had to knock her ass out.
Yeah, I seen that.
It's gonna be a lot more of that, bro, because these women have that man mannerism going inside of themselves to think they can do whatever a man can do and take on a man. So you're gonna see a lot more of that. This is just the beginning of the little things that we're gonna see what's gonna happen here on this earth, man. That's why you call it precept for that.
Yeah, hold on. You got a precept? Go ahead. You got something too?
No. I'll go devices.
Luke
21:15.
Hey, we got the same thing.
For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
Yeah, man. So, because the Lord has given us the tools and the knowledge to understand, to break down these scriptures, to refute anything that you have to say against us. You see, so if you come up with false doctrine, you come up with these heretics or these we're the greatest nation and this and that. Well, no, not according to the scriptures. According to the scriptures, you're destined to fall. You see, and we can go into spiritual things, and now guess what? Now we can go into carnal things. Now we can actually tell you, look at the way the state of the world's in. Look at the way things are happening. Now we can go into the carnal. We can just talk about how the world is out of balance. You see. That's how now it's almost evident. You can see it through your average Joe person walking up, and guess what? These people are terrified. These people are absolutely terrified because they seeing the things that we're saying is coming to pass. We don't really care about the right wing, the left wing. Man, we're condemning the whole bird. Yep. We're telling that the whole bird is going down. All right, that's what makes us different. That's what makes us. We don't care about who gets killed, who gets popped. Whether he was a Democrat, whether he was a Republican, whether he was a liberal or a conservative, we don't care who. Hey, listen, y'all all are with that Revelations 13 we just read. Y'all all are with that. If you're with any political party or whatever, you're all with Revelations 13. You're all with the forwarding of the system. You see, but see, we're not with this. We're condemning the whole place down. You see, we don't care who get popped, who get killed. You see, we're condemning everything. you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? We're uplifting Israel. That's the government that we want to rule. You see? That's who we care about. Where it says in the book of Revelations, give him no rest until he makes Israel, Jerusalem, a praise on the earth. You know?
Can you jump up to verse 9? Luke 21.
Luke 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
Yeah, because the elder had brought up how, you know, and everything going on the earth, you know, specifically these past couple of weeks, there's been more uproars and, you know, crimes, mainly within the Edomite community, man. You see? But when you go into that word commotion, it goes to what? Instability, disorder, state of confusion. So with everything that's going on, man, and all the things that's coming out and everything that's being revealed about, especially what's been going on this week, hey, man, more confusion, right, is rising within the Edomite community. That's going to lead to more division, right, more infighting between the Edomites, right? And ultimately, we understand that through all this, Esau is going to try and find a way and try to spin it and blame Jake, right? So, but hey, what we understand that ultimately we need all this chaos to take place, all this evil to take place upon the planet Earth, man. Ultimately, before it gets better, man. You know, because hey, as the elder went into, man, that's how the Lord wants it. You know.
Said somebody get I come to set a variance, mother against father-in-law. You know, with Matthews. Was that to that? You? You had the same thing.
I was in verse 9. He was in a different verse.
Okay, you can get what you want. No, oh yeah, you get the verse you want. Okay, no. You get that word devices.
Devices, it says a plan, a method, or trick, which is particularly pretty much, you know, the devices. That's a plan. They try to trick you into what? They're gonna trick you into taking what? The ultimate device. All right. They already have it planned out. All right. They already got the method set up to push it.
Yep, or they'll set up something, you know, to trick you to take something away from you. You know, as far as like what certain rights. You know, that's what the word amuse means. The word amusement goes into to divert one's attention. You know, what were they doing? You know, just to bring it back to Roman, what were they doing in the ancient Roman Empire? Weren't they having a lot of gladiator fights?
Yep.
You know, feeding people to lions. You know, they were trying to entertain the people. You know, but secretly, you know, take away rights, doing political things behind the scenes. Yeah. You know, the Lord has given us the eye to see through, you know, these ploys, these distractions. You see, because that's all they all is, man. Every single person that you see walking about, minding their own business, they can be easily distracted. But the Lord has what? Lord has His men near on the end and focusing on the important things. You know, it's very hard to get something past the man of the Lord. You know. And guess what? If you even if you get past one or two of us, we got a whole body. You might have a couple. You got a whole body. If I don't do it, then this brother doing it. If this brother doing it, this brother gonna do it. You know. Then we got elders and apostles, you know, above us who can see things with a sharp and clear eye. You know. And again, as soon as they do a video, then guess what? All the other brothers, they gonna see it too, and then boom, now you got everybody doing it. You see? So it's real hard to get things past the man of the Lord. All right. We can see things with a precise eye, and we can't get nothing past us, you know. So when we see something major happen, and it's taking up news media, and it's doing this and it's doing that, we understand it's behind the scenes works happening, you know. It's things it's a bigger picture than what we see, you know. Yep.
Matthew 10 and verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. Mm-hmm. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
See, the Lord He ain't come to send no peace on the earth, man. You know, now at that time, what the Romans was ruling, but now we're in what the revival of Rome. You know, and it's the same, and it's the same MO. You know, the Lord's not. Hey, this isn't the Lord's kingdom, and He's not coming to send peace. Now the second time when He's coming, He's definitely coming with a sword. You know, He came peacefully when He was Yahweh Shah. You know, but what now when it says, well, I shall not meet you as a man, that's basically that's saying, listen, I'm finna mess some stuff up next time y'all see me. You know, it ain't gonna be no peace and safety. You know, go ahead.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
And come on, look at the word variance. This is Matthew the 10th chapter.
and the daughter against her mother.
Yeah, see, so what? The Lord's coming to set division. You see? A man against his son, a daughter against her mother. All that, you know, and these are things that's supposed to be, tightly knit together. You know? A man's supposed to have love for his son, do anything for his son. A son's supposed to have love for his father. But the Lord's coming to set all that apart. Matter of fact, the so-called guy who Pop Kirkman, you know, the guy who turned him in was his son. You know, I mean, the guy who turned him in was his father. You know, it was a 22-year-old or whatever. But the guy who the father told a friend, and the friend is the one who called the authorities. So really, the father is the one who turned his own son in. You see, just to show you that love. Matter of fact, somebody can get that too. Because iniquity abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That love that people have, so-called family members and friends, all that's gonna go out the window, man. You know. And that's the division of the dividing of times that we're coming to. You know. That's why in 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter, it talks about what friends or neighbors shall fight one against another like enemies.
Yep.
You know?
You know what? Because the individual who popped Kirkman, supposedly he was right wing too.
He was.
That's what I'm reading. So, you know, hey, we seeing that division. You know, Rich, you know, really, call all Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. These some exciting times we're living in because it's really the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that's breaking up the house of Edom, man.
Yeah.
You know? Because you know when a house is divided, when a house is divided against itself, it can't stand, man. So the Lord, He's moving very strategically, man. You know? So hey, with this new information now, you can't put it on Jake. You know, you can't, you know, put the blame on Jake, but we know somehow, you know, knowing how Edom works, man, they're gonna find a way to put it on Jake, and then Esau's animosity, all right, is gonna be justified in being turned against Jake, man. You know? In their eyes.
At the word variance. It goes to the Greek word dikazo. It says to cut into two parts, cleave asunder or sever.
Yep. See now, a marriage, you know, a man and a woman coming together, they supposed to be. The scriptures actually says what they're no longer twain but one flesh. Now the Lord's coming to separate them. You know, that's why you're gonna have division in the household. You know, women bucking up against a man, men bucking up against the woman. You know. It's going to be, and guess what? That division is going to call, like the brother was going into, a house divided against itself. That division is going to ultimately call the downfall of Esau. You see? Because there's going to be so many parties and so many wars at one another that what you ain't even going to be able to trust. You ain't even going to trust nobody, man.
Precept.
You know? Because you don't know if this person it believes as you. You know? It's going to be steady and it's going to be steady and utter division as the years go on, you know. And if listen, us men on the street, men of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we love to see it, you know, because the more division, it means the closer we get to go home, you know, because your division is our coming together, is our unity, you know. So when we see you divided, when we see y'all arguing, when we see y'all going back and forth, we understand that we're that much more closer to the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
You know, where we're going to show you how a kingdom is united in unity. You know? And when I say unity, I'm talking about amongst the tribes. You know, not amongst the world. You know, you ain't going to have no Edomites or no other heathen nations ruling with us in our government. You know, making laws and regulations and shit. You know, first of all, the laws are already made. You know, we're not even going to be making laws because the laws, statutes, commandments are already set forth. Yep. You know? We just gonna be enforcing them, you know, making sure the world is governing behind them. You see, was that it today? That was done with the word.
Come.
You must have anything else? Yes,
I have some too.
You go ahead, Kadash. Hold on, Matthew. Oh, you have Matthew 24. Did you finish that 10?
You got a little bit more.
Okay, finish the 10, and I want to go to Matthew 24. That's the spirit.
You want to go first?
No. If I want, you go. You should be holding, and then you go, and then you grab yours. Okay. Go ahead.
This 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh."
Yeah, man. What's that mean? Dwell therein means what? Y'all both have the same thing.
I was just gonna bring 19 out there.
Okay, come.
19.
Yeah. So that war and you that dwell therein is what you're all. What is it? You're all developed in this world. You know, you're looking for the betterment of it. Yeah. You know, you're looking for what the next 60 presidents to thrive. You know, your children can go off into college. You know, you want to die old and happy and see your great grandchildren, you know, live prosperously with the white picket fence, and you want to see you basically want to see this world thrive, man. That's what it says, woe unto you and them that dwell therein, them that has that mindset in this world. You see? Because what? It's like you're putting a brand new furniture in a burning building.
Yeah.
You know? You see the building is burning. That's like this building right in front of us. Let's say it was engulfed in flames. You know, and you got one person, you come a U-Haul truck, a grand piano, you know, a flat screen plasma TV. Like, nigga, what are you doing?
Crazy.
You know, looking crazy, right? Everybody like, what the fuck are you doing? You putting that shit in the burning building. You know? I'm talking brand spanking new, still in a box. You know? You look fucking insane. You see, but what? That's how we look at you people. You know, that's when niggas come around, they be like, yeah, you know, my grandchild just graduated with his master's degree. You know, say he's gonna make sure his family's straight. You know, or I don't know about you brothers, but this right here is just like, what the fuck? An old ass dude talking about, yeah, I'm gonna go back to school, try to get my associate. Nigga, what? Like, now granted, you know, you do what you gotta do to make money, but man, you don't overkill it. You don't overdo it. You know, you don't. I mean, yeah, you can better yourself. You know, I'm not saying if you want to better yourself, cool. You know, but you don't just overly indulge. You know, well, I'm gonna invest some money just in case we out here for another 200 years. Nigga, 200 years, you shouldn't even be in that type of mindset. You know?
Yeah, even in 2012, he said when the president wants to say, he said, oh, okay, the captain wants to stay with the sucky ship. That's very honorable. But now I've been talking, you know.
Yeah.
But he did though. He wanted to stay with he wanted to stay here, and even though this place was getting destroyed, he still wanted to stay here. You know.
That's what the scripture says. I think it's in Proverbs. It says, "Don't hand you on the hand; the wicked shall not be punished." You know. So what? Even though our people is gonna be, you know, they're gonna be with America and all. Well, guess what? They're just gonna receive the judgment with them. You know, you gonna receive the judgment right with them.
You got even some of our own people that's, you know, mourning what happened over the past couple of days. Shit, these coon ass podcasters,
Yep.
Byron Gaines, man. He's a coon. Andrew Tate, Sneeko, which, you know, I believe they all jakes, but they cooning hard as fuck as we speak, man. You know, hey, you want to do that, man? Hey, the Lord gonna let you get destroyed along with this place, man. You know. Now, of course, they bring out some good points, you know, every now and then. But if you ain't coming out the scriptures, man, and if you for this place, America, then you gonna get destroyed along with it, man.
I got that real quick for you.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand in hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be punished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Yes, and the seed of the righteous is going to be delivered. Because wow, we're not joining in with this place, man.
That's right.
You know, we live in this place. We do things to, you know, to make sure we get our daily bread. We surviving. You know, that's all we doing, man. We're surviving. But it's good times.
Using the world, not abusing.
Using the world, not abusing. It's a good time scratching and surviving. You know, scratching and surviving. Good times. You know, we just trying to get by, man. You know, we don't invest too much time into this world. You know, everything that we do, we just do it just to, you know, just to make our daily bread and just to live. All right. Continue on.
Yeah. It's back in 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. It said, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Yeah. See, one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. See, you know. That can go for other nations. That can go for nations against nations, and also, listen, people against people.
Yeah.
You know, there's gonna be a lot of civil unrest over here in the streets of America. You see,
Yeah.
it's gonna, and then it's gonna eventually bleed over into these other countries. You know, but really, to be honest, we're really talking about America because that's what's gonna fall. You know, you literally gonna see all anarchy out in these streets. You know, when we leave these street corners, and I wholeheartedly believe this. Once we leave these street corners, things are gonna rep up times 10.
Yeah.
You know, it's already gonna be at that breaking point because when we leave, that's when, like, you know, the Lord basically saying, I'm withdrawing my hand. You know, I ain't, you know, listen, I'm not, you know, I gave y'all warning for X amount of years, y'all didn't take heed, it's done. You see? So when the Lord, you know, puts the spirit on his men to withdraw themselves, they cut the internet off. Now the Lord, listen, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Now the Lord basically cuts his knowledge off from accessibility. Now you can't go on the internet and type in Israelites, you know, break down this, Revelations breakdown, and then this breakdown, you know. Now you can't get the knowledge. Hey, listen, things are just gonna fucking increase, you know. Things are gonna go from fucking 0 to 10 and 100, you know.
Lord just showed you that this internet can be, America's internet can be cut off. Look what Africa just did.
It happened twice, actually.
Yeah, they cut themselves totally off of America's internet. They got their own internet, you know?
Yep.
Hey, they were the ones that said that, you gotta look at what's really going on over there too. The ones that said they were weak will now be strong. You know, roughly paraphrasing. Hey man, they coming up, man, real fast too, quick. You know.
It's back in 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition amongst men,
Yep.
and invading one another."
Yeah, man. What people are gonna start riots, man?
Yep.
People are gonna actually influence and actually tell people, hey, it's these people. We need to get these people, and they're gonna influence people to do harm, man. That's what the word sedition means, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, this is on Adam online, by the way, for sedition. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt, fictitious commotion in the state, concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority,
Yeah,
violent.
see, a lot of people versus the government, you know, and that's why we see that so-called the government is trying to do away with the firearms, you know, because they understand that listen, eventually. I just did a video about this, I think, earlier this week called gradualism. You know, one thing about gradualism is it kind of eased the people into certain things. So they're not gonna do just all guns are banned anymore. No, they're gonna probably take they're probably gonna take the assault rifles and the major guns, and then they're gonna trickle down and then they're gonna say, certain buildings can't have guns, or now you can't have a firearm, and then they're gonna gradually increase the people because it's not gonna what am I trying to say? It's not gonna because once something hit like suddenly, because I think the opposite of gradualism is immediatism, which basically means immediately. Immediately it's shock, it's hard, you know, it doesn't have a comfort, you know, so people are more liable to buck up and resist on immediatism versus gradualism. Gradualism kind of eases you into it, you know, you're less likely to have a problem with it if you're eased into it, you see? But something that's
So the spirit, I just went into that too.
Yeah, something that's immediate though, you know, people are gonna have more sort of problem with it. You know, so we understand, we see that Esau's trying to get the people away from the guns because they know sedition is coming. They know people are gonna have a problem with certain things, and then eventually matter of fact, we had this little snippet. What was it? What was that? In 2021 or something, when I think it was when Biden won. They tried to overthrow in Washington D.C.
Overthrow the Capitol.
Yeah. See, that was a little snippet. You know, I think they happened for a day. You know,
that was like January. That was like early January.
This year?
No, early January 2021.
Okay, come.
Trump was still in office.
Yeah, so that was a little snippet showing you right there. So that's a little insight of sedition right there. You see? Go ahead.
Yeah, that was staged, but hey, it's gonna come a point in time where this shit ain't gonna be so staged, man.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna be real life. Motherfuckers dying, man.
Matter of fact, somebody get Jeremiah 60, is it? No, it's Isaiah 57, where it says evil should come upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Isaiah 47.
Spiritual going to civil. I was just talking to a brother about that. You know, when they do try to come take them guns, that's gonna ramp up who? Esau more than anybody. Esau love their weapons, man. You know, Esau, that could bring upon civil war. But Esau, especially in Texas, they not giving up them guns, bro. Mm-hmm. A lot of those liberals out there in Texas and certain other places, even here, Indiana. Indiana is a gun-toting state, and now it's legal for you to actually walk around without a gun permit too. Hey man, it's gonna be crazy out here, man.
Hey, you know, the sword and their destruction draws not.
That's right.
You know, sword goes into what? Any instrument used for killing.
Yep.
So people gonna be shooting each other dead on the spot, man. You know, shanking each other. Like Elder Dimash probably said one time, it's about to get medieval on niggas, man.
It is.
Down in Dallas, Texas, person got beheaded. I seen that. Just got beheaded.
By law or just period? Yeah, because man, hey, look, man, hey, you got it's so you really going to Texas. It's more Latin populated than actually three. So you know, that's what they do over there. Yeah, they do a lot of that. Beheaded in Mexico. It probably was righteous because when they behead you in Mexico, it's because you committed adultery. They cut off your genitals in your head because you committed adultery. So it probably was lawful. His body was locked. Where the scriptures? Let's get back to the scriptures.
It's back in 2 Ezra 15 and 16. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
You see that now? Hey, what they so even though it was set up, they set it up. What they tried to take out the so-called president? What 2 or 3 times? Mm-hmm. All right, this guy who just got deleted. He was a high political part of that party, man. Figure, yeah, he's a high political figure of their so-called party. I mean, they're not regarding they're not gonna regard nothing, bro. They're not gonna care because you the police. They're not gonna care because you such. That's why if you pay attention, that's why that man say you gotta bring in what? The National Guard. All right? Because what? It ain't just for Jake, it's gonna be for everybody. He has put the world into that state of fear to where only they can do what? Run to him. He got the answer. He want to present himself. He want to present himself to do what? To be the Most High.
Yep.
You know.
He wants to be the salvation unto the people.
Right.
She like, I'll never forget that, man. This article I read like a couple years ago, you know, hey, it's gonna come out, you know, a lot, because it's a line that said in that article that these devils want to show forth the technology as a means of salvation and not God. So if that don't tell you that, you know, Esau is the devil, man, then hey, man, you just blinded at this point. Because everything that Esau, even the so-called white man, all right, because ultimately he's the one that's orchestrating this chaos, right? Which ultimately the Lord, he's allowing him to do it on the left-hand side, right? Esau is the one orchestrating all this chaos that he may bring order. You see, if you remember that the villain Syndrome from The Incredibles, he sent the robot to terrorize the people at the end of the movie, and then he came in at the end, tried to destroy the robot, make it seem like he was a hero. Meantime, he was the one that caused the bullshit. You know?
It was Spider-Man.
No, it was Incredibles.
Oh.
You know?
Okay, yeah.
So Esau, he doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, he's causing the chaos, causing the disorder, and then boom, here it is. He pop out with his cape on. Here's a solution. You know?
Sit your punk ass down. Go back to the car, bro.
Shit, fucking cape, fucking blowing by in the wind and shit. Like, nigga, we see you.
We see you, man.
Motherfucker.
We see what you really look, bro. It's just like in a movie. They set up this scene. They set up this scene to get to the climax, to get to the part they want to. Now we at the end. That's all Esau is doing right now.
Mm-hmm. No need to fear. Edom is here looking at us.
All right, this is back in 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
And that's going to happen right now. Look, we are right now in Chicago. I guarantee you, when they really,
I was just saying the checkpoints.
yeah, when they really get to that point to where, because they said the YN's gonna wild out. When the YN's get the wilding out, bro, they gonna shut that motherfucker down.
Yep.
There ain't gonna be no in and out. They ain't gonna be able to be like, all right, we're gonna run Indiana. Because a lot of them, that's what they do. They run here. Seriously, they run to Gary. They run to Gary, East Chicago, Hammond. They run Indianapolis. Ain't gonna be no running. Ain't gonna be nowhere to run. You know, when the C9 hit, they actually had bricks of billboards cutting off the highways, bro. They already know how to set it up and get things done when look, man, hey, this devil already had his test runs.
Yeah,
all right, he already know, you know exactly how to trap you. You know, hey man, hey, these not the same devices that he gives the average man or police officer on the streets. They come with military technology, man.
Yep.
They're not ready for that, man. We're not ready. Oh, we got switches. Who you think we got switches? You know, we watch video. Who you think made the switch, bro?
Switch him down, twin.
He was the originator of making the switch.
He is the switch. I mean, hey, the word,
What was his gift? The sword.
Yeah.
Cain?
What was his gift? The sword, bro. Like, you think you get look, the Lord blessed this man with the sword. So if he blessed with him, so he blessed somebody to use it, to build it, you can't do nothing to against this man, bro.
Hey.
What do y'all think y'all finna do?
You know, Yahweh Shah said, what, all they that take up the sword shall perish with the sword.
Yeah.
So you could pull out, you know, your clock with a switch on it and a laser, all that bullshit, man. Man, Esau got some shit far more advanced. Esau don't even got to see you face to face to kill you. You know?
They send the drones.
They can see you in your damn house.
Yep. They got a fucking gun that can just give you a heart attack through walls.
Yeah.
You know?
I think already told me we got switches, we got blickies. Y'all gonna get blicked up. Go ahead.
Esau probably got some goddamn heat-seeking bullets. Probably find a way to make the bullets curve and travel and shit, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they got guns that go around the wall. You seen that in God dog it, I can't think of the name of it. Wanted. They got guns that go around the wall, man. That was a couple years ago. Think of the technology that they have now, or what they had then.
Cause they ain't showing what's really up their sleeve, man.
No, they not.
What we see in the movies and the TVs, man, bro, like that shit outdated, bro.
Technology.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a story that happened to me. So it was the '90s. This was before they had Bluetooth in cars. My cousin was in the Navy. His sergeant called him through the car, bro, in the '90s. Before they put called him through the car. He had a whole conversation with his sergeant, bro, in the '90s, bro. Before they started putting Bluetooth in cars. So let's show you right now, man. Hey, Esau be having that technology, bro.
Yeah.
But they was making us wait for it. I was little, but I was sitting thinking about it like, hey, he was Bluetooth, bro.
Yep.
Wasn't no Bluetooth in cars or none of that. Wasn't no Bluetooth system.
Usually when we see movies about it or we see things
Yeah.
that they give to the public, they've been had it already. You know,
Yeah.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, you know, all that radios, all that shit, they've been had that. You know, the military at least had been had it.
Yeah, he was a high-ranking officer. He was talking to him through the car.
Yep.
Hey, now look, that was the '90s. Bluetooth really didn't hit until what? Late 2000s, mid 2000s.
Probably like I know Bluetooth started hitting bars in like maybe the early.
This the
2010s.
early '90s though, like '94, '95. Like I was still a young boy.
Yep.
He was Bluetoothing them, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yep.
You gotta
It
pick
says,
Oh, I got what the hell the phone
Where y'all at?
I got two more.
Where was you at? Jeremiah? Isaiah 40. Okay, come on. Well, what was you reading?
Second was 15.
Are you still in 2nd Ezra 15? Okay, come on. You can finish that up.
Yep. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, you're gonna be afraid of what? Because look, man, hey, you're gonna be hearing people hollering all night, screaming. You might walk down the street and somebody getting raped right in your alley. It's gonna be all type of. It's gonna be total chaos out there, man. And it might be the military out there raping them. Hey, man. I done heard some stories about how they get down out here. When they go overseas, you're gonna have some of them officers gonna come over here that's not from America. They're not gonna give a care about you being an American. Spread them.
The scripture says, the courses of action shall stand in the power of them. Who gonna stop them?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Who gonna stop me? What does Speed say? Who gonna stop me?
Yeah.
Who gonna stop me?
Who's gonna stop it? Yeah.
Shit, the niggas that break out of jail.
Yep.
Shit, they ain't had them no piece of ass in years. You know, they just been waiting.
My name is Buck. Y'all heard what Buck said in the movie. My name is Buck. You know what he came to do. That's how it's gonna be out here.
If you're able to do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, all anarchy.
Verse 19.
That's what makes a woman prey in that day. Cause she's listen. I don't care. You could be the strongest one. You could be Miss Olympia, which I don't even, is that even a thing?
I think so.
You could be Miss Olympia.
Miss Olympia, Miss America, or some shit.
Whatever. You could be Miss Olympia. You can bitch or whatever. You're not fighting off no average man. You know. You might fight off you might fight off a couple men or whatever, probably scrawny guys, whatever. But and most of you women aren't even Miss Olympia. You know. I want to think. I think it's what is it? What is the percentage of people who can bench press their own weight? I want to say 20% in the world, but I want to say I think he's less than that. Somebody Google that real quick. What is the percentage of people who can bench their own weight?
Even those scrawny ones though, they hit you the right way. It's over.
Huh?
Even the scrawny men, they hit that woman the right way. It's over.
Yeah.
Knock your ass out.
Cause they hit you with all bone.
But the point I'm trying to make
It
basically is,
says 20% of women can bench their body weight.
in the world,
Yeah.
I believe it's less than 5 in America. I guarantee it's less than 5 in America. So yeah, man, you women y'all not fighting off no man. So that's what makes you more so a prey more than other, more than anything. Y'all talking about, we got guns, we got military combat too, training and everything. Like, listen, y'all, we'll see. That's we'll see. We'll see how much of a woman you are. What?
I see something that say only a very small percentage of the world's population can. Oh, that's 225,000. Never mind.
It was crazy. I was watching the military. Some these guys, they were trying to figure out who was in the military, and they asked them who was the biggest weapon, who was the biggest threat to America. They asked all 5 of them. 4 of them said America is the biggest threat to itself right now. And they forget the other countries. They said America is the biggest threat to itself right now.
Yep. Yep.
You know, just to back you up, this place finna get crazy. Man. You got people in the high military saying that. You know, the Marine, these Marines, Navy man, Army man, said that they more worried about what's going to happen here than happen with the other country. This place is over with it, man.
All right.
I found something.
Go ahead.
It says, this is in the AI overview. It says there is no precise overall percentage for how many women can bench their body weight, but sources suggest it's a very small minority, with some indicating it's less than 1% to a few percent for the general female population, and potentially closer to 5 to 10% for intermediate to elite female lifters.
Yeah, that chance is very small. You know, it's very small. And even if you can, and that's the chance is already small. But even if you can, y'all not fucking fighting off waves after waves of men. You might get a couple, 1 or 2 off you. What's it? Now you got what? Debo, 6'7". You know what you gonna do against something like that? You women are gonna be a spoil. Go ahead.
Box now.
Yeah. 2 Ezra 15 and 19.
There's nothing you can do about it. Go ahead.
It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor,
Yep.
but shall destroy their houses with the sword.
And this is his neighbor. This is supposed to be so-called a friend. You know, your neighbor is supposed to be your friend. Somebody you see every day. Somebody that, you know, that's a companion. You know, you're going to fight with him like an enemy. You know? Because what? You don't have something, but your neighbor has it. So you go, hey, well, I know he got it. I'm going to take it from him. Go ahead.
It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Yep. And this is all, and all of this is coming to the streets of America, man. Every single one of these prophecies that's written, that we preach about, is all coming to the streets of America.
That's right.
So prepare yourselves. So even if you do prepare yourself, there's nothing you can do. If you're not part of that, if you're not a man of the Lord, there's nothing you possibly can do. Go ahead.
That was it.
That was it. Go ahead. Yeah. That's she not should be able to put it off. Yep. Because Esau has this thing called in the Latin called Norris Orus of Clorum, which means a new world order or order out of chaos, I believe. Or no?
Order out of chaos.
Order out of chaos. That's order at chaos. I think Novus Order Supreme. I think that's the new order.
That's the new. Okay. What's the other one? Anybody got a penny?
Order at chaos.
No. It's behind a penny. It's Nueve. Fuck is that one? Nueve something. But I believe that that goes into something. Anyways, but anyways, Esau has this mindset of order out of chaos, which means through chaos he's still controlling certain things, so he has that order. You see, but now it's gonna come to a time where the Lord's gonna make it so chaotic. Yeah, he pours in. What does that mean?
It says out of many one.
Okay,
So that's pretty much like going to Esau trying to make everybody.
Yeah, back to the one. Okay, I thought it meant more so to them. But anyways, they through chaos, Esau has control over behind the scenes, still controlling everything. But now the Lord basically is saying, listen, I'm gonna have it where chaos is gonna supersede your grasp. So you're not gonna be able to control the strings anymore, and you're not gonna be able to put it off, which means you're not gonna be able to control it anymore. Go ahead. Read
This is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee.
Yep.
Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
Yeah, the plagues, sent from the Lord is gonna come upon you, man. It's gonna come upon your entire kingdom. And you ain't gonna be able to put it off. You ain't gonna be able to delay the Lord's coming. You see, that chaos that you've been steady poking at. And when it finally comes, you're not gonna be able to I got control and I got regulations and no. Go ahead.
It says, and mischief shall fall upon thee,
Uh-huh.
thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Mm-hmm.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly,
Yep.
which thou shalt not know.
See, desolation shall come upon you, and you shall not know it, and you're not gonna be able to put it off. So you gonna have literally that control that you've been fighting for so long. You're gonna lose it. Everything's gonna go out of haywire. And then what? Ultimately, when you try to fill your belly, we ever get that? The Job? We never got the Job?
Job 20 and 5 and 12 or 20 and 12?
5. Yeah, that's 20 and 12, I believe. I know it's 20 or 19, one of those.
No, it's the word enterprise is in chapter 5.
Oh, okay.
So 20 goes to he's about to fill his belly.
Get both of them.
Okay. I had both of them earlier. This book of Job, chapter 5, and verse 12, it said he disappointed the devices of the crafty.
See, yeah, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. What's the devices of the crafty? You know, we already went to the word devices, but what is their enterprise? It's what, that chip. You see, the RFID, the seal. That's what their enterprise is. That's what they want to push forward. You see, and each single one of you people out here, whether you're right wing or left wing, it doesn't matter. Y'all still are what is it?
Two sides of the same bird.
Basically, how you agree with something. If you agree with something, if you agree with this, you ought to also agree with this. You subconsciously agree with the seal. You know? Go ahead.
Yep. It says, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
See, so what? The Lord's going to disappoint you. He's going to disrupt the things that you have going on. So you won't. What it say? Receive. Proceed.
It says, perform.
Perform. So you won't perform your enterprise. See. So imagine you playing chess, and right before you make the game-winning check, you know, the Lord comes out with a whole strategic mind, like, you damn it, fuck your whole game up. You know. Word says, how the tables have turned. Mm-hmm. You know. So here it is, you think you make a strategic move, but really it's the Lord using you, you know? Because what, Esau has pride on him, so he think he's doing everything, he's pulling the strings, but really the Lord's pulling his strings, you know? The Lord is using you to what? To set up all the pieces, and then right before you think you're gonna checkmate, the Lord's gonna come in and just disrupt the whole game, you know? And you're gonna find out that what you was just a pawn, you know?
Job 20?
Yeah.
Yep. This the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straight."
See, in the fullness of his sufficiency, right before he feels full, you know, right before when you were eating that one last couple bites before you be like, all right, I'm satisfied. You know, he's gonna be in straight, which means it's gonna be a real hard time for him. But wait, he's gonna be persevering. He's gonna be straight trying to push forward. You know, I'm almost there. Just got a little bit forward. Almost there. Go ahead.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
See, that's when things are gonna go left for you. You know, right when you right when you're about to fill your belly, right when you make that last game-winning play, that's when everything's just gonna fall down. You see?
I was gonna say real quick, because even dealing with that word wicked, verse 22, it goes to the Hebrew word "imal," meaning labor.
Yep.
Now we understand when it comes to laboring, we are the true laborers. Like, you know, people wasn't speaking against this kingdom and the plans of the top wicked elite until the apostles and the elders and those who came before them was doing. See, but now you see these Edomites, these whistleblowers, and individuals amongst other nations who's coming out with the plans of the government and South Wicked Elite and things of that nature, which also that goes back into the division that we was going into earlier. You know, the Lord said what he would cause their own tongues to fall upon themselves.
Yeah.
And all that see them shall flee away. So ultimately, now that everybody's seeing the plans of the wicked on Front Street, they're saying, no, we ain't getting down with this shit. Okay, we ain't for this shit. But when Esau come down with that great wrath, ultimately people are going to get down. You know?
Yep.
But you know, just making that point, because you know that plays to the division, you know, as the elder and brothers were speaking upon earlier. You know, Esau telling themselves and things of that nature, man. You know.
Yep. It says, Yahweh shall cast the fury upon him, Slakia, the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Yeah. So what? While you're eating, while you're getting everything in plan, things are gonna get harder and harder for you. Go ahead.
It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Right, and that's talking about you elites. You see, y'all gonna flee from America. Whether if y'all here or already, I don't believe no elites are here. They somewhere else. But what the scripture said, what you're gonna flee from that iron weapon, but what the bow of steel is gonna destroy the kingdom. You see, but what it's just setting up for you to go right into slavery after that. You know,
sir.
Matter of fact, we don't even want you to be hit with the missiles. That's too easy. No, we want you to be there on first day of slavery. All you elite banking families, you know, the higher ups, the ones you don't hear about, you know, the ones that got so much money or resources, they don't even need it, you know, they have more than their hearts to desire. Y'all are the ones that are gonna go into captivity first. Day number one, day uno, you know. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, it is drawn and cometh out of his body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him.
Yeah, so yeah. It's just basically showing how, you know, them galls, the bodies come out with them silos, you know, coming out and what they gonna shoot in the sky and it's gonna rain down. You know? That's why certain prophets called it what? They seen it as horsemen, you know, leaping off mountains. You know, certain prophets said what? It looked like a glittering arrow, you know, a glittering spear, you know, a fig that falls from the tree. I think it's in Isaiah. It says what? When you seen the missiles hit, it looked like a scroll rolled together. Yep. You know. Mushroom cloud. You know. So see, certain prophets seen you're in destruction, and what made it so mighty is the one who created Oppenheimer. The Lord gave you the same vision. The Lord gave you that vision to see that what? Your own destruction. It shows you that in the movie. You know. You seen them saying the weapon that you created is going to be towards your downfall. Going back to what the brother Amon say, he that live by the sword shall die by the sword. You know, so your own invention is what's going to destroy you, you know? Was it into that, bro?
Yep. Percent.
Who had something? I don't know. You had something? I think you had something?
No, I just read that
I just okay.
You go ahead, Kadash, and then, you know, Shaka, you go.
This is Joel 2:4. The appearance of them is the appearance of horses and of horsemen, so shall they run, and so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people sit in battle array.
That's the missiles, man.
Yeah.
See, because that's ultimately when you read Joel the 2nd chapter. Hey, the bulk of Joel the 2nd chapter is going to ultimately the nuclear destruction that the Lord is going to bring upon Babylon the Great, aka America. Nuclear destruction, World War III. So those horsemen are actually referring to the missiles. If somebody want to grab Revelation 9 real quick, you got it? Got it.
Revelation 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
Which ultimately that translates to 200 million. So we understand that when these intercontinental ballistic missiles are shot from the ends of the earth, that ultimately they're going to split apart into various different warheads and hit Babylon the Great, America, man. And you gotta understand, man, like 200 million warheads, man. It's like goodness gracious, you see. But we understand it's well deserved, man. Hey, we looking forward to it, man. You see. And if you want to get a visual of that, you could watch the first Iron Man movie when Tony Stark was testing the Jericho missile.
Yep.
When you seen it shot up in the air and it started coming down to a certain point, it split apart into different warheads and hit different parts of the ground. You see? Now in the movie, it didn't show it doing that much damage, right? But hey, we gonna see the magnitude of the damage that these warheads can do. All right, when America is hit.
Well, Sean the Revelator said what? That it looked like a
lake of fire.
It looked like a lake of fire. You see? Now imagine a lake. You know, imagine you see lakes rolling. Just imagine that just be on fire. You see? That's how much destruction. That's how much destruction and desolation that the missiles are gonna do this place. You know, the Lord compared it to like what? Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, which is unrecognizable to this day. You see, and what the 5 neighboring cities. So what? It's gonna be this place is gonna be scorched. You see?
Yep.
It's gonna be enough, and you gotta think we're dealing with the Heavenly Father, you know, who loves to show to show out and there's a saying or a word I forgot.
Show up and show out.
Show up and show out. I thought it was a word big in there for some reason, but you have to show up and show out. You know, so you best believe it's gonna be a magnificent sight to see. You know, it ain't gonna be no measly couple missiles hit, you know, and blow up, and then, you know, it's gonna look kind of like, say, no, it's gonna be, man, I'm pretty sure from the beaches, it's probably for a couple meters, that beach, if you anywhere between that beach, it's gonna boil like a hot dog.
You know, that's why the scriptures say, it shall no longer be said the Lord liveth, that
Yeah.
delivered the children out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, that delivered the children of Israel out of the land of the north, which the land of the north being here in America. See, because as the elder was going into that, hey, when the Lord executes judgments, man, the Lord shows out, man. You
Yeah.
know? Hey, this judgment that we're getting ready to see executed upon Babylon the Great is going to be like nothing we've seen before, man. So it's going to be so grand, the magnitude of it is going to be so great that it's going to be spoken about eternally in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's going to trump the Egypt. It's going to trump the Egyptian overthrow. You know, which people still talk about to this day. Oh, when the Lord, you know, Moses, and people still talk about to this day. But what this destruction is going to trump that. You know, that's going to look like a child's play.
And just to back you up, I was just thinking of something. I searched it on my phone. It was a series on Netflix called The 100. I told brothers to watch it. Like that place that got the earth that got hit with nukes all over the earth. So every couple of months, the whole earth will cover itself with balls of fire. The log ball that the elder was going through, that happened every couple years, every couple months. Fire would just burn everything continually. It'd be nice for a second to just burn up all over again. If you want to see like that lake of fire he was talking about, they showed it from like in outer space. The whole earth was on fire. It was a lake. The whole earth. It was wrong. What was that? It says, before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness.
Hey, cause when these people, man, see the missiles flying, cause you know the average American citizen, they're not expecting America to be completely wiped out by these missiles that we're talking about. You see, well, what's in the average American's mind? That ultimately that what the inward houses shall continue forever. Yeah. So when that destruction comes upon this place suddenly, hey man, these American people, man, they gonna shit their pants, man. It's gonna be great fear in that day, man. You know.
They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like a man of war, and they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
So, hey man, when the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua sends forth these missiles, man, they are going to hit each and every single one of their designated targets, which we understand that the main targets, right, in the destruction that the Lord is bringing is here in America, and also the land of Israel. All right, but the difference is America, it ain't gonna be built back up, but the land of Israel will be. See, so ultimately, like it says, they ain't gonna break their ranks, man. As like the scripture say, strong is his right arm which bendeth the bow.
Yeah.
You see, so the Lord, it's the spirit of the Lord that's in control of these missiles, man. Making sure that the missiles hit their target.
It talks about that in what Jeremiah says, none shall. It talks about that in Joel too, but it says none shall return to the Lord void. Somebody grab that.
Yep. I think it's one in Jeremiah where it says.
I think it was on Jeremiah.
As a mighty 51. Archer.
Oh yeah, that's
an expert archer. None of the arrows shall return in vain.
Yep, that's the one exactly. I think that's 50 or 51. I don't know. Whichever one of y'all got. Whichever one.
Jeremiah 50. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep. This Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. It say, for lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
Now, we understand Babylon the Great is talking about modern day or prophetic America, right? Now, I said that the Lord will cause to raise up against Babylon a company of great nations from the north. So now, all right, when they're talking about the north in this instance, it's talking about Russia. See, and when you look into it, man, Russia, that's located. When you do research, Russia is located in the northern hemisphere of the earth, man. You see, but we understand that once again, since this is prophecy against Babylon, that this north right here is not talking about America, but rather Russia and the company and nations behind Russia. See, because we understand, according to Ezekiel the 38th chapter, that behind Russia is going to be Iran, Turkey, Libya, and a band of other nations, man. All these various different nations banded together to execute one purpose, And that's the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America.
Yeah. Yeah. You see these other countries hate this place. You know, turning away from this place, not allowing this place to actually bring a dictatorship into their country anymore. And, I was just talking about Africa. Africa is totally, pretty much cut the U.S. out of everything. You know.
Yeah, I think China owns Africa, don't it?
Russia. Nobody really owns them. They actually paid off their debts. They paid off most of their debts, like trillions of dollars. They like let's see, like when big old rocks. You know how Burger King had them big old rocks outside. They found the rocks that big as gold in that new mine that they passed. The America wanted to get a part. There's a lot of America and the other UN troops wanted to go over there and told them, well, you know, hey, you either let us get into the mine or you pay off your debt. So he pretty much paying off the debt, trillions of dollars, paying it off. They pretty much, you look at they and this is all the countries. They say they don't want the so-called white men in their country at all. That's why those South Africans was having trouble. They don't want nobody. They don't want nothing white in the country pretty much.
Continuing on, it says, "For lo, I will raise cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her, and from thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain."
It says the arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain.
Right.
See, so also we understand that you know, these nations, they're going to be the ones shooting forth these missiles, but who's in control of these nations? The Heavenly Father Yahweh. Okay? So ultimately, Yahweh, he's really the expert archer in all this, man.
Yep.
No, we ain't gonna give credit to the other nations, man. Even though the
Right.
Lord's gonna use the other nations, man. All praises, all credit, all honor, and glory goes back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Because ultimately, this is the Lord's will be executed upon the planet Earth, man. See?
Kind of scripture say, man going is of the Lord, how can he then know his own way?
Yep.
So it don't matter what you think you're going to do, you're going to do what the Lord wants you to do at the end of the day. So when them nations, when they get ready to push those nukes, it's not going to be in their mind to push those nukes. The Lord going to put that thought in their
Don't
mind for
forget
them to
Isaiah
push
right now where it says, I created the smith that blow up the coals.
There you go.
So even the missiles, the Lord, had Edomites to create them.
Yeah.
But what? Ultimately what? He said, I created them, so I created you to create those. To show you who really gets the glory. Who really gets the honor?
The Heavenly Father said, "I made all things for myself.
I was just
yea,
for me,
even
by
the
me."
wicked for the day of evil." So, hey, man, what can you do? What can you do? The Lord created you for a purpose, and then when He's done, we'll show you out of there, motherfucker.
Yep.
You know?
And the scripture says, who can reply us against the Lord? What can you say? Why have you made me thus? And say, I do what I will. I'm the creator. And listen, I'll make creations, man. I'll make drawings and I'll make animations. If I don't like something, I erase it. And just now it's probably in the recycling box. Like, motherfucker, why you erase me? I was cool because I didn't want you. I have a story that I'm trying to tell and you didn't fit. You see?
Toy Story, what happened? She was done with them toys, she was throwing them away.
Yeah.
Isaiah 54:16.
We understand the word God goes into the Greek word theo, which that's where you get the word theater from. So the Lord can be counted as a director. So if the director doesn't like a certain thing in a movie, he can cut it out. He can say, hey, listen, that's I don't want that in the movie. No, we're not doing that. You see? So the Lord is directing how certain scenes and certain things is transpiring. So go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in a fire.
Right, so the smith, if you know what a smith is a blacksmith.
Yeah.
You see, and they're the ones who create the weaponry, mainly for the military. They're the ones who create the swords, the daggers, the spears, the arrow tips, they're blacksmiths. You see, so the Lord said, listen, I'm the one who created those smiths, So what? In modern day time, the Lord was with those German scientists that was able to put plutonium with certain elements and then be able to create the nuclear missile.
Yeah.
You see, so the Lord, He's the one who gave them the idea of let's use plutonium and let's mix it with this and it's gonna be able to split atoms and this and that. The Lord is the one who gave you that idea.
That's right.
He created each and single one of you to bring forth that missile, to bring forth that instrument. Go ahead.
It says that bloweth the coals in the fire,
Uh-huh.
and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
See, an instrument for his work. See, because the Lord is gonna use that instrument to do the most what I'm trying to say. The Lord is gonna use that instrument to destroy the creator of the instrument. You know, which is what you so-called white people. All right. He put what the information in your mind to create it, to use it to destroy you. You know. Now that's not a strategic move. Damn. You know. He used you to create something that's gonna eventually destroy you later.
Precept.
That's big brain move. Big brain move. That's what we say in the game community. He's, oh damn, it's a big brain move. You know. Go
It
ahead.
says, and I have created the waster to destroy.
Yeah, the waster to destroy. And it's not, and it's spiritual that when what Oppenheimer created the nuke, he said what? I have become death, destroyer of worlds. You see, but he didn't understand that what his world was going to be part of the world that he's going to destroy. You know, because other Edomites and the rest of the other nations, but mainly other Edomites are going to be the ones who shoots missiles on this place.
That's right.
You see,
Yep.
because it says what in the book of Job? It says what? All your Confederates, you know, they're going to be the ones who's going to turn their back on you, man. Which is what? America. Was it into that Isaiah? Okay. What else about this album, man? You had something? I'm on.
I got some.
Yeah,
Yeah, both got something. Okay. I'm on. We're gonna get you and shock you and go on.
Yep. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, and starting at verse 19. It says, "Thou wilt say then unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will? Neighbor, O man, who art thou that repliest against the heavenly Father?"
Yeah, what you gonna say, man? You know, what can you say? Look at the word repliers. I'll look it up. What is that?
Romans 9 and 20.
Go ahead. Keep going. I'll look.
It says, "Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Has not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?" See, and ultimately we understand that lump is going back into Isaac. And out of that lump came two different vessels, the vessel of honor, which is Jacob, and the vessel of dishonor, which is Esau. You see? So we understand that the Lord created Jacob to be the righteous, which, you know, ultimately, hey, none of us go outside that what the Lord created us for. So even though you got wicked Jakes right now, you know, ultimately when all is said and done, they're going to be made righteous. You see? And Esau, Edom, being created to be the wicked, he can never be righteous, man. You see? But reading on in verse 22, it says, "What if the heavenly Father, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?" So the Lord is long suffering with this devil, man. As this devil continues to push forth wickedness and iniquity in the planet Earth, man, hey, the Lord is being very long suffering with this devil. But we understand that ultimately it's an appointed time where ultimately the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to cause this shit to cease, and it's going to bring the destruction, man. You see? Because we understand that with the Lord being long suffering, within it, the Lord, he's hardening up this devil's heart, right, that he may show his power. You see, like the Lord did with ancient Pharaoh. As it goes on to say, I think I might have skipped that part. Jumping back up to verse 17, it says, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth." Because, you know, even when you go throughout the book of Exodus, or the time of Exodus, there was times where Pharaoh actually wanted to let the children of Israel go. But the Lord was like, nah, I'm going to harden his heart a little bit more. See, because you would see Pharaoh want to do it, but then Pharaoh would be like, nah, we ain't letting these niggas go. And the Lord did that, right, that he could show his power. You see, that his name might be magnified throughout all the earth, man, which ultimately, hey, we're magnifying the names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son today, man, as we speak. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You see? Even after the Lord delivered us from Egypt, hey, man, the fear of the Lord was throughout all the earth, man. When Ben and Joshua came across Rahab, she said, well, we have heard what your God has done for you, man.
Beautiful. That's really good.
See? So this time around, man, when the Lord comes to spiritual Egypt, right, modern day America, all right, and brings that judgment down upon modern day Pharaoh, man, the same thing gonna happen, man. But this time much greater, man. Cause see, this destruction that the Lord is bringing is gonna be magnified eternally, man.
That's right.
You see?
I got the word reply. It goes and says this to contradict or dispute, answer against or reply against. You know, so I'm gonna read the verse over. I'm reading the NLT actually. Romans 9:20. It says no. It says no. No, don't say that. Who are you, a mere human being, to argue against God? Should the thing that create say to the one who created, why have you made me like this? You know, so yeah, man, who are you, man? We're nothing but a mere human. So if the Lord want to get rid of you, you know, he can get rid of you. He's the creator. He can do so. He can do so what he feels that seems right in his eye. You see, that's all I want. Go ahead, Sean.
Jeremiah,
You was finished with your point, right?
God, that was it.
Yeah, Sean.
Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. It says, "Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." You know, just backing you up, you know, because ancient Pharaoh, he did the same thing, right? Refusing to let us go. All right, and that's the same thing that the so-called white man is doing. All right, refusing to let us go. All right, to serve Yahweh Shema Shah. Realistically, if they wanted it, if they wouldn't have the truth out here, you know. But you know, it was all the plans of the Lord, you know. Verse 34.
Yeah, because they understand that, you know, when we wake up and we come back to being one with our God, that ultimately it ain't shit that they can do to prevail against us, man.
Answer yes.
You know?
In fact, somebody get that in no, it's the Judy. Yeah, it's the Judy. Yep. Where what was it? Acor.
Yeah.
Achior. Yeah. You said what he said against the general or captain.
This is Judas chapter 5 and verse 20.
And best believe these other nations know this too. Go ahead.
It says, "Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin."
See, this shall be their ruin. That what? We sin against our power. You know? That what? So they understand that what? Keeping us far from your Heavenly Father. What keeps us close to the Heavenly Father? What? The statutes, laws, and commandments. Us acknowledging, us knowing Him. You know? They understand that what? If we're far from our power, then it's going to be for their benefit. They're going to be able to constantly and continuously oppress us. You see? Go ahead.
It says, "And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them."
See? Let the Lord defend us and the Lord before us, because why? We're back unto Him. We're holy and righteous back unto Him. You see? So what? Esau has a mindset of always keeping our people go off. That's why he sneaks certain things in the food. He has certain frequencies. He has certain influencers blow up. That's what? For the detriment for our people.
Yep.
You see? That's why you have the hip hop industry. Shit, everything you just talk about is what? Weed, drugs, adultery, you know, homosexuality, all types of abominable things, you know.
Yeah, but when it was originated, it
wasn't always like that,
It
right?
wasn't about that.
You know, really, to be honest, I listened to a couple. You know, it had some you know, it had some hood shit to it, but it was really more so about just the everyday life. You know, the shit we go through.
It was more about really about us coming together, uplifting each other.
Yeah.
You know, and then they
just completely corrupted.
And they came with the gangster rap.
Yep.
When the gangster rap came in, it changed rap. When rap was really originated, it was pretty much about get up everybody, go get your job. You know, it was really about uplifting the people.
Yep.
You know, same thing with most of these.
Same thing with gangs. Gangs was the same exact way.
Exactly.
You know, it was what, to protect the community. You
Yep.
know, from certain threats.
Yep.
You know, but what, Esau got into it and corrupted it, and now what, you got gang violence. You know,
Yep.
which is part of the curses anyways. But you know.
Yeah, but every time there's devil, hey, you gotta look at it. Every time we say something with this devil in touch, what happens with it? He finds a way to what? To make people destroy themselves.
Yep. Makes
You know?
Israel to destroy themselves.
Israel destroy themselves, right?
Yep. Because
You
he's
know?
trying to keep us away from, you know, he's trying to keep us far from the Heavenly Father. You know?
Scripture say how he sleep not unless he have done mischief. His sleep is taken away unless he have caused something to fall. So this devil's MO, man. And y'all weeping over these devils, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Finishing off. It says, and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
See, so what? Esau, and best believe Esau knows this. You know, that's why he always tries to keep us down. You know, he likes to see our people lowly. You know, he likes to see our people. You know, he likes to see the father out of the house. You know,
Yeah.
or what? Our people constantly oppressed. All right.
Yeah, because when the man was in the household, we were striving as a people. You know, we were striving as a people. They had Black Wall Street. Most of those families there were the mother and father and the kids, wife, husband, marriage, households.
Yep.
98% of those households was that type of family.
Yeah.
So Esau seen that, so I gotta find a way to break this shit up.
Right. And it wasn't about, you know, upcoming and doing good in America and all that. No, it was more so about, because if a child is growing up with both parents in the household, they're doing good, they're more likely to study, read, you know, go into stuff, you know, go into history, you know. So what the Lord, like Esau, he had to break that up. He said, oh, no, we can't have these niggas reading books. We can't have these niggas going to college. We can't have these niggas actually inquiring, because what's what? That's going to lead them into the Bible. That's going to lead them to some type of spirituality, you know?
Yep.
So what Esau had to like, well, let's throw the father out the house. Let's give the woman more power. You know, like I said, man, like we started at the beginning of this video. Esau's devices, we're not ignorant of it. Every little move he makes, it's a strategic move. It's to what? Keep us far, and it's to further his kingdom. You see?
Yep.
Stock it, bro. You got it.
No, you right on point. That's what I was gonna say. Go back to the scriptures.
I got some. It's a quick one.
Well, who was reading for you? Was you
Oh,
finished?
no.
I got one.
Hold on, finish your point.
Bring it up.
Verse 34, the Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon.
Yeah, so he's going to thoroughly plead our cause, see? So despite everything that you put Jake through, you know, to keep us far from... That's why years ago, the apostle said, what? You had a guy come out of a limo and said, how did you receive this? We spent millions of dollars to keep this away from y'all. How did y'all get this? You know?
Yeah.
Just to show you, and that was a faith booster for the apostles then, you know, to show you that they were on the right track, you know? So it just shows you that what? Listen, despite all the tactics, the things that you've done to keep us from our Heavenly Father, just shows you how much more powerful the Spirit is. Because what? The Lord still has us doing the righteous, His right ways to this day. You see?
Yep.
And guess what? He doesn't require perfection. He doesn't require us to be completely 100% on point. You know? Because he understands that, wait, we got you on our heels. You know? Constantly kicking us and then like, yeah, you fucking up. Yeah. Why put pork in that motherfucker? You know? So you know we understand the truth, the water, bro. He understand that what you got, we got you on the back of our fucking heels. So what? It's impossible for us to keep the law perfect. But the Lord is requiring that effort. You know, the Lord still put that spirit on us to want to do better. You know, that's why what He's gonna come back and plead our cause, and it's talking about all of Israel, but it's gonna start with who? The elect. All right, and then eventually it's gonna trickle down to all of Israel. All right. Because what? Nobody stand up for the so-called Negro man, the Latino man, and the Native American. You see? You got it, bro. That was it. No.
It's like I said, it's a quick one. It's Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, I am a very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they held forth the affliction. All right, so you know I brought this out, you know, to further the point of what we've been going into, man. All right, hey, guess what? Hey, Israel was being wicked. All right, and guess what? The Lord delivered us into our enemies' hands.
That's right.
All right, rightfully so. But on top of that, guess what? Hey, these heathens, that guess what? They went overboard, man. All right, they held forth the affliction. All right, but it went past just killing Jake, man. Like the brothers was going into taking the men out the household, man. All right, things like that. All right, getting into the gangs and infiltrating the community and bringing wickedness out, man. Things like that. That's how they help forward the affliction, man. All right, by going in and instituting their wickedness, man. And Jake went right along with the get along, man.
Sure did.
All right, Like I said, it got past the point of killing, man. You took the men out the household. All right, put crack in the community, man, and shit like that. Destroy communities where Jake was thriving, like we was going into.
Put the Planned Parenthood, you know, the destruction of the baby.
Yep.
You know,
like the other saying, putting pork in everything, man.
Yep.
Because you know we ain't supposed to have it.
I remember one time it was they had fucking beef hot dog going pork casing. The casing is anytime you make a sausage or a hot dog or anything.
Pork.
Yeah, well, it's
Collagen
it's
cake.
basically it's how to make a hot dog is you grind up the meat and then you put that meat into a casing and you roll it together. You know, it really comes from German. It's a German dish. I forgot exactly what they call it, schnitzel or something like that. Whatever. But anyways, that's how you make a hot dog, a sausage or whatever. So they'll use beef and fucking turkey or chicken or whatever, but they'll put the sliding into pork casing. Well, that defeats the whole fucking purpose. You know? And here it is, we got brothers who's eating the beef hot dogs, but then read on the back of it. Read on the back of it, it say pork, you know? And our people don't really look at, you know, they'll just see beef and it's 100% beef, you know? They really don't, you know, really do the research and, you know, or look on the back of it and things, you know? So here you got our people thinking that they're eating beef or chicken or something, they're trying to stay away from pork, but yeah, you sliding it in there, you know? Or even in the fucking shits we got, you know, because we know these things because we look it up, but average people don't know that, you know, they don't know that they don't know that lard is fucking is pig fat that's in mainly Jiffy cornbread. You know, and our people love fucking Jiffy. You know, that's the number one thing that they go to. Oh, Jiffy. You know, gelatin, which is in Jello, which is in numerous of candies.
Marshmallows.
You know, and marshmallows. You know, see, but our people don't know that. Shit, I didn't even know. Jake didn't know what pepperoni. They didn't know pepperoni was pork. I said, you didn't know pepperoni pork? No, I thought it was something else. I'm like, nothing.
Yeah, turkey and beef. It's really. I'll tell you what a lot of people don't know. Them gummy bears and them gummy worms, you gotta really read.
It's gelatin.
You gotta really read it.
You gotta read. If you see gelatin anything, it's that's pork.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I stopped eating fucking trollers and shit.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you gotta but see, like I said, we know this because we do the research, we look it up. You know, but the average Jake don't know that, man. So they're looking at these things like, oh, they're vegan friendly, they're eating it or whatever. But what Esau, he puts that in there, so what? It keeps us, you know, constantly going off. And then the scripture talks about the accuser of our brethren. So he puts it in there and says, oh, well, these people, they're eating pork. You know, matter of fact, before you read that, somebody give me Jeremiah 50 or 51, where it says he sinned against his power. We offend not. We offend not. Yep. We offend not, for they have sinned against their power.
Yep. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And it says, all that found them have devoured them.
Yeah, man. What? This is what you so-called white people, man. Y'all have found us and y'all have devoured us. Mm-hmm. But go ahead. And they forcibly make us go off. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, and their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Yeah, see, so we just read in the book of Judith, it says what? Keeping us from our power is going to make sure that they constantly stay in rulership. So what? They do little strategic things to keep us going off. And then they say what? Oh, we offend not. They sinned against their power. That's between them and the Lord. But yeah, nigga, you put it there. That's why it says what? Accuser of our brethren. You put the shit there. And the scripture talks about that in the law. You know, woe unto him that give his neighbor to drink and then look upon him. You know, you making sure that we fuck up. And then you look at Lord. Look, they fucking up, Lord. Look, get him, Lord. You put it there, nigga. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. It says
that shit's fucking wicked, dog. That right there boils my blood. You making the trap. That's why the scripture says about somebody get that into the book of Sirach. He that casteth a stone on high, it shall fall upon his own head.
I was thinking about.
You know, because what he makes certain laws, regulations to fuck Jacob. You know, and then he gonna go run to the Lord and accuse us of certain things. You know. But the Lord is not ignorant. You can't pull one over on the Lord. You see? He sees all that bullshit that you do. He sees all of it. You know? Yeah. That's why it says what? He's going to come and plead our cause. He's going to come and redeem us from it. You know? Because you're a wicked and evil ruler. He's going to set up laws, regulations, certain things, you know? And then when certain people do the things, and then you're going to go and blame, oh, well, see, we offend not. You know, they sin against their power. They choose to eat pork. They choose to do this. They choose to commit adultery and everything. Yeah, but when you set up a system for them to fucking push it, you know? It's like I'm getting this brother drunk, and I'm getting with this brother like, yeah, look at this drink, drunk, man. You're a fucking drunkard, you know? Put away that wine, that drunkard. You know, but it's like, how you get so drunk? And you're like, oh, well, I gave him the bottle, but that doesn't matter.
Put away that wine, you drunkard.
Right, put away that wine, and drunkard. You know, like, bro, what the fuck? Go ahead, finish that off, bro.
Yep. It say the habitation of justice.
Yep.
Even the Lord, the hope of their fathers.
Yeah, man. See, the habitations of justice. See, so we understand that what justice reigns with the Lord, the habitations of our fathers. But see, what they're constantly saying, oh, we're not offended. We're not offended. We don't do nothing wrong. They're the ones who's doing something wrong, you know. But we're in your hand, though. Everything that our people go through, you push forth. You push it in our communities. You know, drugs, adultery, homosexuality. You know, the woman being over the man. These are all things that you push in our community. You know, like we saying, back in Wall Street, back in the early '90s, you know, we had some type of structure. We had certain type of things that was right. You know, the father was in the household. You know, the woman was in order. Our women was in order. Our children was in order. Things was cool. You know, but you seen that and like, no, we can't have this. You know, so what you start setting up certain programs, certain aids to push the father out, get the woman independence. You know, make sure these children grow up through the system. You know. Because the mother's gonna get too worn down, she's gonna get too tired, she's gonna want to deal with them, so she's gonna send the children off to fucking school to have them teach the children. They're gonna have put her on benefits where she can get food, food stamps. So now she don't even need the man, you know. You put her on Section 8, so it's we're gonna pay for her house, we're gonna take care of her food, you know. And then on top of that, and how many of her children she has by the dude, she can put him on fucking child support. Now she can get some money. You know, now she completely and utterly relying on government aid. You know, she got a little bit of money to get her little, weave or nails done, a couple $100 every week. You know, she got food stamps for her food. She got Section 8 for her house, you know. And then she got other little benefits where she get furniture and all that extra shit, you know. Yeah. So what? He completely set the woman up like on high. So guess what? Now, guess what that breeds? That breeds pride. You know, that's why we got so many women. Oh, I don't need men. I don't need a man for this. I can do everything by myself. And to the degree they're right. They're right. You know, because what Esau put you in that position. You know, but when they say they don't need a man, they're talking about they don't need an Israelite man. But they do need a man because guess what? Esau is their man. You see, the government is what's taking care of them. So what? Really, to be honest, Esau is their man. You know. But what they don't when they say I don't need a man, best believe they're talking about I don't need an Israelite man. Yeah. You know.
You're gonna need one of those last days.
Definitely gonna need one.
Not just any Israelite man, an elect man of the Lord.
Yep.
And the tune of that song is changing. If you watch a lot of these podcasts now, and since the last 2 months since they lost all them jobs, the tune of that song is changing.
But that's the Lord tweaking it. Lord turning things up. He's making it hard for you women, man. That's what it says, rise up you women that at ease, man. It's not gonna be always easy for you. You're not always gonna skate through life, you know, with a silver spoon in your mouth. No, things are gonna get hard, you know. That's what me and the brother Barzal, we always, every time I see a woman in interest, and we always send clips back to one another, you know. I see, anytime he see, some women in distress or whatever, he'll send it to me. He's, check this out, man. I'm like, and I send some back to him, you know. But we always, I love seeing women in distress because y'all thought shit was sweet. I thought shit was gonna be sweet forever, you know.
Yeah.
But what the Lord's coming to disrupt, my friend, like I always go to, the Lord's coming to disrupt your agreement with hell, you know. Here is you getting in bed with the so-called white man, thinking that he's gonna take care of you, everything. But now what? Things it's becoming harder now, you know. That was it. That was it to that Jeremiah, right?
That's the route.
What about
for 27?
What did it say? Oh yeah, come.
This book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 25, it say, "Whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it."
Who was on high, man? Who all has all the power? Who's able to actually throw the stone down? You know, and everybody know that once if you're on height, you have an advantage. You know, if you're on height, you have an advantage. A person, it's way easier to throw a stone down than it is to throw a stone up. Yeah. You know, so who's on height? Who has the power? You know, these so-called white people, man. And what are those stones? Those stones is what? Laws, regulations, tactics to fuck us up. You know, go ahead.
Yep, it says, "Whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head." and the deceitful stroke shall make wounds.
See, and the deceitful stroke shall make wounds. See, so what you casting a stone, but it's gonna fall upon you. You see, every little law, regulation, everything, a little tactic that you use to fuck Jake up, yes, best believe what it's gonna eventually come upon your own head. You see, the Lord's gonna use that to fuck you up. You know, that's why what I said. You know, the law, the curses that we went through. It's gonna you Edomites, y'all really gonna feel the full force of them curses, man.
Yeah.
You see, y'all gonna want to know. Y'all gonna know how it feels to have your woman against you. Y'all gonna know how it feels to your child who wants to rebel and leave the house and do all this. You know, y'all gonna feel. Well, your children already doing that anyways. You know, but y'all gonna feel. Y'all gonna actually feel it. You know, demons are gonna fuck with y'all.
Yep.
Y'all gonna be in poverty. Y'all not gonna have enough. Y'all gonna have to eat sleep for dinner. You know.
Just like Eve is cleaving to the white man as you speak, hey, a so-called white woman gonna cleave to Jake.
Yep.
Which they already doing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
listen,
already doing that.
I don't know about you brothers plantations, but Esau, my Edomites, they gonna get oops, thugs, and fucking any other outrageous name I can think of. They're not gonna get things like that. They just all walk by. They gonna get fucking. They gonna get flat backs and no ass.
Get Big Shirley.
They get them, fuck Big Shirley.
They gonna be Big Shirley.
Big Shirley gonna be a delight in that day. They gonna listen. But I'm telling you, bro, Big Shirley, bro. If I can show you the type of woman I'm thinking of right now, I'm talking about skinny legs and big and wide back.
Ill-built.
I'm talking about ill, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about her shoulders is the size of her head.
I know you're talking
Her
about.
ass is gonna be the size of a pinky toe. You know, like what, bro?
Yeah, the ill-built.
I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be no design. It ain't gonna be no the type. I'm talking about hairy,
Oh,
bro. Disformity,
Hairy as
bro.
a Barbie.
It's gonna be completely unappealing.
Yeah.
That's the type of women they gonna have. Edomites is gonna get with. They're not getting no. They're not getting no Tara Strongs. They're not getting no what's that one chick? Ronda Rousey's. They're not getting no fucking no Scarlett. Definitely not no Scarlett Johansson.
My Lord.
Fuck no. No, they're not getting no what's the one chick? Angelina Jolie. They're not getting none of these. Which Angelina Jolie, I believe, is a Jake, you know. But
Yeah.
no, they're not. These badass Edomites, you know, they're not getting that in the kingdom, bro.
Oh no.
They're not getting that. We're gonna have the spiritual eye to foresee how that Edomite little girl's gonna look, and we're like, no, he's not getting that. Nope. Yeah, he can get that one, because good luck. You know? Cooked.
and chopped.
Chopped. Go ahead, bro.
That was all.
That was it to that? Yeah. Oh, limitations, yeah.
Well, I can get a couple more verses.
That was fine. Yeah, go ahead with the limitations.
Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Right, what's that cup? The cup is the cup of slavery. You see? Everything that we went through, you know, y'all gonna go through. And it talks about that in what the book of Ezekiel, it says what? Them who wasn't to drink of the cup have surely drunk it. You know? So what? That cup is gonna get passed unto you. You see? And you're gonna drink of it. And you're gonna drink all of it. You know? Go ahead, for 1,000 years. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
See, so our punishment has been accomplished, you know, which means what? The Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on down, you know, the curses that our people was going through, you know, we've basically appeased the Lord, you know. The Lord is now ready to bring us back up to Him. You know, the Lord is ready to give us the kingdom. You know, so our punishment has been accomplished. Right now, we're just waiting for it to be manifest, you know. That's what we're waiting for. That's why you see Jake is slightly. You can see them the curses that's been plaguing Jake for so long. It's slightly, but for surely moving to you other nations. It started with you Edomites. You know, they're being struck out on drugs. You know, they're being scared. They're not having enough money to live now.
They're on the side of the road with the signs.
They're on the side of the road with the signs. They're being poor and homeless. You know. Matter of fact, what is the DEI when they fucked up DEI? That fucked up more Edomites than it did Jake.
Yeah.
You know, so they're understanding how it feels to be put last. You see?
Yeah, I got somebody who goes to the pantry. They said they've never seen this movie.
Listen, I've been going to the pantry for the last 2-3. It's been gradually. And guess what? It's mainly Edomites.
Yeah.
Mainly Edomites, old Edomites, young Edomites.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Well, it's already said. What? Who's mainly on food stamps? You know, Esau. Esau's mainly on food stamps. You see? So what? Them curses are slowly but for surely being passed on to you.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what, because our iniquity has been accomplished. We're pretty much just waiting. Like I said, we're waiting for it to manifest for the kingdom.
Yeah.
You see, but we're technically out of the hardcore bondage. You know, we just waited for the kingdom to come and for us to start ruling.
Back up, look at those videos that we've been watching lately. That we put in the group. Oh my God, we paid all our bills and we're down to $300 for 2 weeks. Hey, Apostle Hart just did a video. Ease are the new ends. I don't know if brothers seen that. This is a video we put out. Ease are the new ends. Because y'all going through what we already been through. Now it's turning back on you. Now you struggling like we used to struggle.
Yep.
Now you're in the same predicament as we used to be in. You know, just to back to LW, the Apostle Hart just did a video about that. The E's are turning into the ends. If you know, then you know. I ain't gonna say those words. But go ahead.
It says, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
See, so what? Our captivity, our judgment has been accomplished. You know, it says what? He shall no longer carry to captivity. So after America, we pretty much set on high forever. You know, we ain't never going to we're never gonna be up under another nation. You see, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans gonna rule forever. You know, and ain't no other nation gonna come up and dethrone us. All right.
Yeah.
It talks about that on the book of Ezekiel. It says what? The saint, no, it's not Daniel. The saints shall take the kingdom and possess it forever, even forever. You know, we gonna always have it. You know, for many generations, forever,
Right.
for eternity. You know. Go ahead.
O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins.
Yeah, you should discover thy sins. You know, and the book of Jeremiah talks about what? That your iniquity has reached into the heavens.
Yeah,
you know,
sins
and all that's gonna flow. All that's gonna flow upon your own head. You see, you gonna pay for every little thing that you did, from the smallest all the way to the greatest. You see, and then after you've paid for everything that you did, you're gonna get completely eradicated and eventually forgotten in history. You know, there's gonna be a time where people are not gonna know what an Edomite was. You know, the only people who's gonna know who an Edomite was is the Israelite, the elect, and the Israelites that was born, the Israelites that were born the time that the Esau was in slavery. And after that 1,000 years, if you completely eradicated, and then we live for another couple million of years, we're gonna have children be like, they're only gonna be able to read about an Edomite. They're not really gonna be seeing Edomite. You know? And best believe when you get eradicated, I'm never bringing you up again. Day 1001, when the brother be like, man, I can't believe he's so really gone. I'm like, who? I'm like, who? Who are you talking about? You know, like, bro, that's how the scripture talks about that. Somebody get Job.
Job 20.
Yep, Job 20. Fly away. It's a dream of the night.
Yeah, I got it. This is
That's exactly how it's gonna be.
further point.
You can read a little bit too.
Okay, this is Job chapter 20, starting at verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Yeah, man. So live it up, man, because you ain't gonna be able to triumph it for long. It's gonna be short. All right, go ahead.
It says,
The Lord's coming back to dethrone you fast. Go ahead. That's why it says what? The second woe cometh, and the third woe cometh quickly. You know. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
You shall perish forever like your own dung. You know, can you imagine shitting in the toilet and flushing it, and it got the... Just go ahead, bro.
It's a...
America like that right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of brothers say
America's
what? The spiral of the thing.
Yeah, the spiral.
Spiral
The
down the drain.
toilet bowl you see
Yeah.
going down and down and down until it's totally empty.
It's totally empty,
That's
yeah.
what's going on with this place right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It say, and his head reaching to the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Because what? Eventually, and that's really in two parts. You know, well, when he gets dethroned and when he gets put into slavery, they're like, damn, you was on top, you was up there, but now look at you, you at the bottom. You know, is this the man? And then eventually they're gonna physically see it because what? He's gonna be eradicated.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, where Esau go? You know, oh, he done for. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Yeah, man, you're going to be a bad dream. You know how you wake up from a bad dream? And can you brothers remember a bad dream? I can't. Can't remember a bad dream. You be lucky if you can remember any dream.
Yeah, sure.
You know? My whole entire life, I probably can remember like maybe 5 dreams. You know? From a childhood. I'm talking about my whole entire life, I probably can remember maybe 5 dreams. You know? But this dude, he's going to be eventually forgotten. You know?
Yeah.
He's going to be basically forgotten. Go ahead.
Yep, verse 9, last verse. It says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more.
See, the eye which saw you is going to see you no more. Wait, they're not going to see you in power, and eventually they're not going to see you physically. You know? You're not going to be able to see an Edomite. You know, once they get eradicated, once them 1,000 years hit, and you perish like your own dung, you're not going to see an Edomite no more. You ain't going to have no Edomite waking up the next day, day 1001, and be like, oh, you know, well, we're still here. No, that's not happening. Go ahead.
It says, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Yep, neither shall your place no more behold you, you know? Which it can either be America or Mount Seir. You know, it doesn't matter. Because what? Once you're eradicated, all that's going to belong unto us. You see? So what? You're going to 1,000 years up under an Israelite. You're gonna have your little plot of your little ditch or whatever, you know, a brother want to give you, and that's gonna be your home for the next 1,000 years. And then after that, you're gonna be done for. You're not gonna have the pleasure of building a house no more. You're not gonna have the pleasure of seeing your children prosper. You're not gonna have the pleasure of
What y'all believe in?
you're not gonna have the pleasure of going forth and seeing a generation after generation of your people thrive. You know, after that you're gonna be completely eradicated, and then that's it. And you other nations, y'all gonna be able to go and set up your own kingdoms. You know,
You're gonna look it up for you.
but that's the end. That's gonna be the end outcome for you so-called white people. You know. I'm sorry. What's your question, man?
I just want to know what y'all believe in.
We believe in the Bible.
Who y'all believe in the Bible?
Who do we believe in the Bible? You gotta be more specific, bro.
Like, who do y'all think the Father is? I say the Father is.
Who do you think the Father is?
Who do y'all say the Father is?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. And Yahweh is the person who did what?
He's the person who did something.
Well, he's the God who did what? The so-called God who did what? What did he do?
That's a vague question, bro. You gotta be more specific.
Like,
You get a lot of things.
Okay, who let the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt?
Moses.
By the command of who?
Yahweh.
And who created it? Who said that I am the Holy One of Israel? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
You're right.
Is his name in the Holy Bible?
I'm sorry?
Is his name in the Old Testament?
Is his name in the Old Testament? Yes.
Yahweh in the Old Testament?
Yes.
The King James Version?
Yes.
Can you show me that in the King James Version? Where it say Yahweh?
Sure. Well, I can't physically show you in the King James because it was written in English. But what 2 languages was the King James Bible translated from?
Greek?
And what else?
But the thing is, you know, we speak English, and you got other people that speak Spanish. You got other people that
Absolutely.
speak different languages.
Absolutely.
So God wrote his word in different forms where people can understand in their language.
No, we did
So
not.
it's written in English, so those who speak English can understand.
Right, we agree on
Because
that.
those who speak English, they can't speak Spanish, so
Absolutely.
they don't understand
No,
what
no,
Spanish.
we agree in that.
You
but,
see what I'm saying?
But the original translation of the Bible had to come from one language, you know? And that's
Hebrew,
what...
but God,
Mhm.
Hebrew, but at the end of the day, God transformed our languages to different languages because they started building in the land up
Okay.
to heaven. So he changed the languages.
Okay.
But he never changed his word. He
Right.
he put his words in different form where people can understand it.
Right, okay,
'Cause
we agree
can't
on that. No, we agree.
We English. I
Right.
speak English, so I don't speak Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
God
Well,
changed that.
But let me ask you a question. A name in different languages, does it change?
Our name and
Different languages, does it change?
different languages.
Does it change? The
Languages?
name. The name.
The
If my-
name.
right.
No, the name don't change.
Right, the name is the same, so it doesn't
whatever
matter.
the name is in Spanish,
Spanish
that's his
is gonna
name.
be the same
whatever
name in
his
English.
name is in English,
It's
that's
going to be
his
the
name.
same, right? So we're saying that his name is going to be, doesn't matter what language you read it in, it's still going to be Yahweh at the end of the day. Doesn't
How
matter
do
what
you spell
language.
Yahweh?
I'm sorry?
How do you spell Yahweh?
Yahwah. That's where you get the text. You ever seen the tetragrammaton? What is it?
YHWH.
YHWH.
Uh-huh.
That's the tetragrammaton of his name. YAHAWAH. And you get the Y, the H, you get the what is it? The Y, the W, the
YH.
YHWH. because that's the textual commentary. That's just basically a shortened way of to say the Father's name. But we can show you in the scriptures where it has his name in the pure Lashawan Kodash, which means ancient tongue is Hebrew.
I respect the fact that y'all said the name doesn't change, but the languages do. But
Yeah,
the name
I mean,
does.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go and do my research and find out what his name is in Hebrew, and I'm gonna see what his name is in Spanish, because I only know what his name is in English form because I speak English.
Okay, bro. All right.
All right. Y'all have a good evening.
Take it easy. All right. And with that, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh.
double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule well and who was worthy to be counted for double honors. Peace and citations to you brothers out there pushing the truth wholeheartedly and sincerely into the love of gospel. Until next time, stay strong, keep preaching, and shalom.
Shalom.
I think we're good.